Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob, and today we'll be jumping into malicious compliance. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you know when the next video goes live. Our first story today comes to us from A Quiet Borderline. My French stepmother learns the hard way that Americans can cook. Let's jump right in. This happened today, and my brother and I are still laughing about it, except Gabriel, said stepmother, and Dad, who is embarrassed. Dad came into town to visit my brother, let's call him Mark, and me for a few days, and brought Gabrielle with him. Gabrielle has her good traits, but she does have this one really nasty trait. She is notoriously picky and critical when it comes to food. You know, the stereotypical snooty and rude French character in movies and books who always complains, "This is not how it is done in France." She's this way when it comes to food. Going out to eat with her is embarrassing. She constantly sends food back, is insisting on food being made a certain way, and always demands certain things done a certain way. One time, she asked the waiter to bring some mustard to the table. Not 2 minutes later, she called him back because "The mustard is old, bring us a new unopened bottle." More than once, I've had to apologize to the waitstaff on my family's behalf and told the manager that I will vouch for them should Gabrielle leave a bad review on their site. She's made waiters and managers cry. She's that bad. Honestly, I have no idea why Dad puts up with her when she does that, even though I know he's just as embarrassed as Mark and I are. We can only chalk it up to Gabriel having a magical hoo-ha. When they got here yesterday, for some reason, they insisted they wanted to go out to dinner. Dad recommended our new favorite diner, which was known for its breakfast at any time of the day. We live close to a major interstate, and the saying about truckers knowing all the best diners and holes in the wall in all 50 states and then some is true. It's a greasy spoon in every sense of the word. Right out of the 1950s, every leather booth filled with truckers or locals, waitresses who automatically know their regulars' orders by heart, and don't put up with crap from anyone. A bustling kitchen, and while spotless, is just worn enough to let you know many people have been there. In other words, it has character. It may not look like a 5-star restaurant. It has some of the best breakfast you're ever going to eat. I was hesitant to take Gabriel there, if only because I didn't want to ruin the staff's day. Mark and I have been there enough times that the wait staff and cooks know us. However, Dad wanted Gabriel to experience a true American classic and was offering to pay, so off we reluctantly went. Luckily, we got there during a not really busy time, so I told Dad to find a parking spot and I would go in to get us a table. The reason I did this was so I could warn the staff about Gabriel and apologize in advance for anything she did. Fortunately, our usual waitress, let's call her Mary, thanked me for the warning and warned the rest of the staff. We go in, get our booth, and Gabriel tries pulling her usual stunts. I won't go into everything she did, because we'll be here forever, but I'll leave a highlight reel. 1. Gabriel sent Mary back 3 times with the coffee because, in order, it was too cold, it was too hot, and not enough cream. Finally, Mary, who doesn't let anybody push her around, just slapped the coffee pot on the table along with the cream and sugar and told Gabriel to make do because she wasn't going back to get her damn coffee. This made Mark and me chuckle and Gabriel steam. 2. While waiting and probably still stewing from Mary's little comeback with the coffee, Gabriel decides to accost Stephanie, who had just started, and tell her to get some fresh biscuits, not ask, tell. Poor Stephanie, who is understandably anxious about her job, does as told, and then Gabriel made a fuss about the packets of butter not being soft enough, despite Stephanie explaining that all the butter was kept cold for safety reasons. Gabriel made a snide remark about how Stephanie couldn't wait 5 extra minutes to let the butter soften, which made Stephanie tear up and me about ready to tell Gabriel to go F a French chef if food was that important to her. 3. When our meals did arrive, Gabriel was quiet during the meal, not making comments. I was unsure what was going to happen as a result. Either she really liked it, which I doubted, seeing as I've never seen her compliment anyone's cooking whenever we've gone out, or she was planning some nasty barb, which I feared. When Mary dropped off the bill, Gabriel took it before Dad could and said she was paying. Because I was sitting next to her, Gabriel left a big fat 0 in the tip line and left a note about, "It's cute that American chefs think they're good cooks when they've never stepped in a real kitchen before. Prove me wrong." Before closing the little book the receipt came in and hiding it so nobody else could see what she wrote. I was pissed when I read that note and was about ready to slap Gabriel. I knew the chefs and servers who work at this particular diner learned their skills on the job, and if you ask me, they have every right to be as proud of their work as someone who went to culinary school would be. While I'm looking at going to culinary school myself to become a pastry chef, I respect people who've learned by working in kitchens and on the floor because they have first-hand experience. I took out $100 using the ATM at the diner and gave it to the staff as a tip, along with an apology for her behavior, embarrassed and angry. Fortunately, they didn't hold it against us, except Gabriel, and told me that Mark and I were always welcome back. I also decided I was going to get back at Gabriel. There was a benefit to this lockdown. During this time, bored out of our wits and wanting to better our skills, Mark and I have been binge watching recipe and cooking how-to videos online along with practicing. And while I don't like bragging, I'd say we've become quite good. We know how to smoke our own bacon, cure corned beef, make creamy scrambled eggs, and bake flaky croissants. And that's just a sampling. When we got home, I told Mark my plan and he was grinning ear to ear. The next day, while Gabriel and Dad still slept, Mark and I got up early and got right to work. We prepared scrambled eggs, home-cured and smoked bacon, biscuits, and a fruit salad. Dad woke up early and smelled the breakfast, waking up Gabriel by saying that the kids were making breakfast. Dad came downstairs first and Mark asked him to set the table. Gabriel came down as we were finishing up and she sits down, not offering to help. While Gabriel commented about how it smells just like a restaurant she went to in France and couldn't wait to taste everything. Mark and I served Dad and our plates before putting everything back. Gabriel looked at us confused. I looked at her. "Oh, I thought you were going to a French cafe for breakfast," I said. "You did write on the receipt at the diner that you thought it was cute Americans think they're good cooks if they haven't set foot in a real kitchen, and you wanted someone to prove you wrong." Dad looked at Gabriel, his eyes wide as all the color drained from Gabriel's face. "You wrote what?" "Well, hop to it," I said, sitting down. "Enjoy your French breakfast with your French chefs." Gabriel's face reddened before she left. I don't know if she was embarrassed or angry, but we were able to have a nice breakfast without any of Gabriel's complaining. She did come back after getting breakfast and has been nice and quiet all day. Hopefully, she's learned her lesson and Dad grows a backbone. Update, January 27th, 21. Rest in peace, my inbox. Holy smokes, I'm glad most of you enjoyed my story and had their own stories to tell about Gabriels in their lives. I'm so sorry you have to deal with people like her as well. They really are the worst and give both good French and step-parents a bad lesson. Dad and Gabriel were supposed to stay with us for a few days before I returned to work next week. All four of us got sick with the bug at one point or another during the last 6 months and have remained symptom-free, thank goodness, so no need for us to quarantine once they arrived. They left this morning, but not before they had a vicious argument last night after my brother and I went to bed. And when I say vicious, I mean it was so loud we could hear every word. Thank God the neighbors couldn't hear, otherwise we might have had the cops called on us. Dad chewed Gabriel out on what she wrote on the receipt and reminded her that she had promised him she'd be on her best behavior. After all, this restaurant was special to not just Mark and me, but Dad as well. Gabriel defended her actions, saying that it was not what she likes, etc., until she finally blew up and revealed the real reason she threw that tantrum in the restaurant. It turned out Dad was planning on surprising Gabriel on a trip to one of the best restaurants in town to celebrate the anniversary of their first date, which was yesterday. She had found the reservations by accident and thought they were going to it the night they arrived, when he was planning on taking her tomorrow to make it a real surprise. So us going to the Greasy Spoon instead of the super nice expensive restaurant really upset her, and she thought he was catering to his kids instead of her. The argument finally ended when Dad took to the couch downstairs, fed up with her BS. So they left this morning. Dad did tell me before they left that he was going to have a serious talk with Gabriel about her behavior, and that until she learned her manners, he was not going to take her out anymore, even to our place. Hopefully, that will be either the wake-up call to Gabriel to behave, or to Dad that he should get out. Oh, and to those who said this story is fake, one person asking how we were able to smoke bacon. For your info, we have a pellet grill and smoker, and we constantly are curing and smoking bacon because it's so good. Don't you guys have anything better to do? Wow, she's being a really obnoxious person, even by stereotypical French standards. Wait, did I just go there? You didn't hear anything. Hopefully she learned her lesson, but in the words of Dr. Gregory House, being a bitch, not so easy to cure. Thank you to OP for posting their story in the Malicious Compliance subreddit. They are linked in the description down below. Please go check them out. Check out one of these other stories, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more daily Reddit stories.